It's Saturday, October 9th. Time for another Fireside Chat with Dizzy. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make the fire today. It's a bit breezy out here. And truthfully, if I didn't have the pasture the way I do, I probably wouldn't have taken any chances because I wouldn't want to take any chances of it spreading. But I don't really see it doing that. So let's see. What do I want to talk about this week? Well, first off, if you didn't see my one video, you look over in the corner over there, there's something missing. And that something is Gidget's pen. I got sick and tired of having the farm goats over there, especially the buck. He was making it stink over in there, and I was tired of dealing with it. I was tired of constantly having them at the fence line trying to get in the field, and more often than not, Gidget just plain and simple wasn't interested. Oh, here comes my puppy. Hi, Callie. Yeah, you're going to get groomed on Tuesday, so a little earlier than I'd planned, but Gidget is now over here. And she's not quite sure what she thinks about it. I have to admit I am liking it. Now, I am probably going to have to put a piece of 2x4 or 4x4 or something under her house because it's not quite level, but that'll get done. So Gidget is moved. I had wanted to take the 5 hens that are in that pen there to the auction on Tuesday because I'm really not getting much from them, but hubby was not doing good and I couldn't get to the auction to get rid of them, so they're still there. I'm getting 2 eggs at the most from them. I don't think I've gotten 3 eggs from them. Once they are gone, that will mean all the chickens from pen 1 and 3 that I'm not keeping are gone. Hi, baby. Yeah, Callie's right there. Now, pen 2, the hens in there are still laying pretty good. And what I will be doing is the ones that I am not going to be keeping will be going over in there. And they'll pretty much stay until they stop laying or barely laying, or I get a lot of pullets laying. Once I'm able to do that, I will be getting all of my pullets figured out, who I'm keeping and who I'm not keeping. And they're a little younger than I normally sell them, but I'd like to get rid of them. It would make my life easier, so I'll sell them for a little bit cheaper than normal. And that'll make my life much easier. Of course, I was able to spread the manure yesterday, so got that field blocked off. Horses have not really been interested in the hay, so I've not really been putting it out. I've only put out in total, I believe, 1/3 of a bale. I now have a puppy dog on my lap. I think she likes our new chair. It's a double-seater, so she can jump up there and then she gets up on my lap. I don't want to be putting out the hay if the horses aren't going to be eating it, because then they're just wasting it. They had so much that they picked through last year that I'm going to be putting out less hay this year. And if they don't eat everything in one night, if they're just picking through it, then I will be leaving that there or just not putting out more. Let me see. Of course, I went to see Dad again this week, and he is not doing the greatest. I didn't stay long on Monday because he was just falling asleep and seemed really out of it. Went on Thursday, played the piano again. And the people that were there and were requesting that I play the hymns lower. So I am going to be working on transposing music. It's been a while since I've really done that. I used to do it a lot because I used to play for a church where the organist would come in and say, "Oh, I think that song is too high for the people, so I played it in such and such a key." And I'd be sitting there scrambling on Sunday morning trying to follow her, and got to where I was just trying to practice it in whatever key I could, and I got pretty good at it back then, so I should be able to pick it back up again and get those hymns lower for them. Let me see. Hubby is not doing the greatest. I don't know how many times I've had to go in the living room and help him to get up off the couch because he can't stand up by himself. His mother had had one of those lift recliners. We had taken that to my dad's to see whether or not he could use it. Well, my dad's about a foot taller than my mother-in-law, and this chair was bought for her, so it was just too small for him. It was just no good for him. My husband's a little tall for it, but not anywhere near as bad as my husband. So we're going to need some help, where that'll be coming to the house, so that he can sit in that at times, and I won't have to be helping him to get up all the time. Let's see, I worked some of my pole barn this week. If I ever get back on my computer, I can put the videos up of building that. There's just a little bit that still needs to be done. I got some of it done. I needed supplies for the rest of it. I went to buy it at Lowe's, and they realized when I got to the farm and was ready to do it, then I got the wrong things. And there was something similar, but it wasn't quite right. So I took that stuff back to Lowe's today, and they only had one of what I needed, and I need 7. And the one they had didn't look good. So I'll be going to another Lowe's this week. But once I get that little bit done, basically the only thing that I need to do then is keep an eye on the roof. It's a metal roof. The metal is recycled, repurposed, whatever you want to call it. And it leaks in places, so I'll have to constantly make sure. Yes, puppy, I've got a puppy face in front of my face now. Okay? Okay, she's licking me. And make sure the roof isn't leaking. I really like my pole barn though. For not knowing what I was doing, I think it really came out well. What else? Let me see. Because of the craziness this week, I wasn't able to work with any of the horses. So hopefully that'll happen next week, and I'll be able to start doing more of my video series on relationship training. Well, wind's not quite as bad. We could be getting some rain tonight. They could get rain tomorrow. But you know what? I'm hoping we don't. I was supposed to go canoeing with friends. And if it rains, we're not going out. I don't really feel like getting wet. So, I hope you have a nice evening where you are. And I'll talk at you next week, Lord willing.